My name is Clint Francis. I'm a sales and mindset coach for business. Today I want to go into 3 things to do when you are new to sales. Number 1 is you want to admit to your clients or customers that you're new. Now, I'm talking about if you're a brand new salesperson in a brand new sales job, you've never sold before, you're in a brand new sales job, you definitely want to admit to the customer that you're brand new. And even if you're a seasoned sales professional and you've switched industries, maybe you sold cars, now you're selling furniture. Yes, sales is sales, but you don't know the product line at a very deep level if you're brand new. So it's always good to admit to the customer or the client that you're brand new. And I would say I'm brand new from 6 months to a year. My first boss in my first luxury sales job gave me this advice, and it was some of the best advice I ever got, and it worked. And she said, use it for your whole first year. And I'll back you up. I said, great. So I used it and it really worked. So why would you do this? Well, the reason is because if the customer assumes, which they're going to assume, that you're been at this job for a year or 2 or 3, and that you know the product line, and they're going to expect you to know. And if you don't have that answer, they're going to be losing confidence and trust in you as their salesperson. So you have to kind of take a hit to your ego and humble yourself by admitting you don't know. But in the end, people will give you a lot more latitude in mistakes that you will make and products, especially deep knowledge that you don't know. And you could always say, hey, look, I'm new, but I'm really enthusiastic. I love my new job. I really want to help you out. So I can get any kind of information that I don't have in my mind because I'm brand new. And I'll get any information that you need. So rest assured. And then when you do that, you're setting and managing the expectation of the customer that you don't know it all, which is not a bad place to be. That's for sure. Okay, number 2, shadow the top producers. Find the people in your company. Now, you can do this by getting on a Zoom call with somebody maybe in another state or office if you work virtually. If you work in a store or an art gallery or a bed store or wherever you work, you could talk to somebody maybe who's in that store that's the number 1 producer. They have the highest numbers on average over the course of a year. And ask them if they'll show you what they do and how they're successful. Now, there's some people that will show you and they're happy to do that. And there's some people that are ultra competitive and they're never going to tell you what they do. And then there's people that are happy to help you, but they don't know how to teach. They don't know how to tell you what they do and how they do it. So then if you have someone they want to help you, but they don't know how to teach you, then just shadow them and observe what they do and make notes. So for example, my first luxury sales job, I shadowed a guy who was a very successful salesperson at previous jobs. And so he didn't know how to teach, but he said, you can watch me. I said, great. So I watched him and I saw that he did 2 things that I was not doing. Number 1, he was connecting emotionally with the client. I didn't even know how to do that, but I had to learn. Number 2 is he asked for the sale. He didn't assume, he didn't stay quiet. He said, hey folks, you want to go ahead and get it? You want to go ahead and get that? And I picked up that line. I love that line because it was a real soft close. Like, hey, you want to go ahead and get it? It's not this pushy, hard, but it's also not too passive. 85% of people statistically who sell do not ask for the sale. Now, I looked at those statistics maybe 10 years ago, but I don't think they've changed much because most people are afraid of rejection. So find that top producer in your company and ask them if you can shadow. If they know how to teach, that's even better. If they're ultra competitive and they don't want to share their secret with you, find the number 2 person, find the number 3 person, somebody, or even a manager of another store. Now they may be ultra competitive too, depending on what industry you're in, but keep searching and find that top producer that can maybe even take you under their wing and show you the ropes. It'll, cut your learning curve tremendously. Okay, and number 3, you want to create a vision of yourself succeeding in your mind's eye, in your imagination. A lot of people use their imagination negatively. They use their imagination to imagine not selling worst case scenarios, angry customers, angry bosses, and they focus on it. And a lot of times people don't even know that they do this. They're not even aware that they're very negative in their imagination, but they'll tell you they're positive. But if you look at their actions, they're very negative, or you hear their words and the same words they kind of keep using all the time. So just have some humility in yourself to say, maybe I'm one of those people. Maybe I tend to be optimistic and positive, but maybe unconsciously I'm having some negative imagination issues. So back to what I'm saying, create a vision of yourself succeeding at a high level at that job, or if you own your own business, at your own business, okay? So the idea is to create a vision. Let's say that you're selling, I'm just going to use an arbitrary number, $50,000 a month. And so the way you do this is you imagine you're already doing it now, even though you're not seeing any results. So you're working from the result, not from the reality that your eyes are showing you. Now, it may sound crazy to do this. It may sound woo-woo or mystical or something, but it really isn't. It's really preparing your imagination positively for a positive outcome, and then it will help you create the positive outcome in the now. But you have to work from the result, not from the quote-unquote reality that you're in now. This is not easy to do. I'm not saying this is easy to do. It took me quite a long time to learn how to do this, because I heard that, and there was a study where NBA or college basketball players were imagining doing free throws, and then another group were literally practicing free throws. And the study said that basically the people who physically practice versus the people who practice in their imagination had pretty similar shot percentages, whether they practiced in real life or in their imagination. So you can argue whether that's real or not, but the thing is that it works. It's worked for me, it's worked for other people. So a very important thing to do is to have a positive vision, selling a lot of whatever you sell, and having that number in your mind's eye and seeing yourself celebrating and being excited about hitting that. Once again, easier said than done. I realize that. So just to recap, the 3 things to do when you're new to sales: admit that you're new, ask the top producers to teach you, if they will, what they do to sell at a high level. And number 3, create a vision of yourself selling at a high level and work from the result, not from what your eyes are showing you now, which are $0. I'm Clint Francis, business coach, sales coach, mentor, mindset coach. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you want to contact me for one-on-one coaching, my email will be in the description. Thanks and have a great day.